In the race to build the future of AI, something just happened that wasn't just a ripple in the pond, it was a seismic wave. We're talking about a deal so enormous, it basically redraws the map for the entire tech landscape.
Just take a second and look at that number. $38 billion. That's the price tag on a massive 7-year deal between OpenAI and Amazon Web Services. And it's all about one thing: getting their hands on the raw horsepower needed to build the next generation of artificial intelligence.
You know, this is so much more than just a big check being written. It's a strategic power move. It's OpenAI declaring that it's playing a whole new game now, and that has huge, huge implications for every other major player in tech.
Okay, so let's really get into it. What does a $38 billion deal actually look like, and what does it signal for the future of AI?
So here are the quick facts. You've got OpenAI and Amazon Web Services. The commitment is $38 billion, spread out over the next 7 years. And the real reason, the why, is to get access to a mind-boggling number of those super precious NVIDIA GPUs. We're talking hundreds of thousands of them. They are literally the lifeblood of modern AI. Now, here's where it gets really interesting, because to understand why this AWS deal is such a big deal, you first have to understand the relationship that OpenAI was kind of escaping from. See, for years, OpenAI was locked in an exclusive partnership with Microsoft's Azure cloud. Now, don't get me wrong, that relationship and the $13 billion Microsoft poured in is what helped launch ChatGPT into the stratosphere. But it also became a massive bottleneck. OpenAI was constantly hitting a wall, starved for computing power. But now, that era is over. They've gone from being tied to a single provider to having the total freedom to work with anyone they want. And as you can see right here, this wasn't some sudden, messy breakup. This was a very deliberate, calculated pivot. I mean, the timeline lays it all out. It starts with that exclusive Microsoft deal in 2019. Then, by mid-2025, they start making moves, securing deals with Google and Oracle. By October, the old contract is officially rewritten to end the exclusivity. And boom, just 1 month later, they drop this $38 billion bomb with AWS. So here's the key takeaway. This $38 billion AWS deal, as huge as it is, it's just one pillar. It's one piece of a much, much bigger strategy that OpenAI is putting together. And wow, this chart just perfectly shows the sheer scale of their ambition. I mean, look at this. They didn't just dump Microsoft. No, they extended that partnership with a jaw-dropping $250 billion deal. And on top of that, they've got $300 billion committed to Oracle and a deal with Google Cloud. They are building a compute fortress. And the thinking behind this is crystal clear. It's all about resilience. It's about hedging your bets. In a world where one cloud provider having a bad day could halt progress, OpenAI is making sure they can never be derailed by a single point of failure. It's like building a power grid for AI that's just too big and too diversified to ever go down. Okay, which brings us to the elephant in the room, the money. When you see spending on this scale, you have to ask, how in the world are they paying for all of this? And can they actually afford it? So first, let's look at the income. OpenAI is on track to pull in about $13 billion in revenue this year, which, that's incredible, right? It's driven by the runaway success of things like ChatGPT. Business is definitely booming. But then you see this number, more than $500 billion in total commitments. You put that number next to their $13 billion revenue, and you immediately see the breathtaking, absolutely staggering scale of the gamble they are taking. So why? Why take such a monumental financial risk? Well, their CEO, Sam Altman, puts it very simply. They are fundamentally bottlenecked by a lack of computing power. This isn't just about spending for fun. In their eyes, it's an absolute necessity to break through the shortages that are holding back their innovation. Now, a move this big doesn't happen in a vacuum, right? This single deal sends shockwaves across the entire tech world, and it's speeding up what can only be called a global arms race for computing power. And you can see the immediate effects. AWS is obviously a huge winner, cementing itself as the place to go for AI infrastructure. The market agrees. Amazon's value shot up by $140 billion. And here's a funny little irony for you. AWS is now the engine powering both OpenAI and its biggest rival, Anthropic. It's kind of become the Switzerland of the AI wars.
This chart right here puts it all into perspective. If you take all the other tech giants, we're talking Meta, Google, all of them, and you add up what they've pledged to spend on AI infrastructure this year, you get around $360 billion, a massive number. But then look at OpenAI. Their commitments all by themselves just tower over that at more than $500 billion. The scale of this one company's ambition is just unbelievable.
So at the end of the day, this is not just about buying more computer chips. This is a transformative bet. It's all in service of OpenAI's ultimate mission, creating artificial general intelligence, or AGI. For them, getting their hands on this much compute isn't just a business strategy, it's about accelerating humanity's entire journey toward that goal. Which leaves us with the final $500 billion question. Is OpenAI lighting the fuse on a rocket ship that's about to create a revenue supernova and reshape our entire economy? Or are they just pumping an unimaginable amount of hot air into an AI bubble that's about to pop? Honestly, nobody knows for sure. But one thing is certain, the price of admission to build the future just went way, way up.